What's good, y'all? Hope you're having a good day, whatever day it is, wherever you at in the world today. Hope you're getting good quality deep breaths from your diaphragm, good alkaline water, good quality social interaction and sun exposure, time in nature, all that. So, these last 7 days, Nathaniel the Gemini has not had a single meal, actually. I'm coming into the last several minutes of a 7-day fast where the first 24 hours had nothing, had a little bit of water, not a lot. And from there, the following 5 days, I had nothing but juice. I was going to say homemade, but some of it I did get at the store, but it was all like, filtered, and I almost said animal juice. What the fuck? Filtered fruit, root, and veggie juice. A lot of green juice. You know what I'm saying? A lot of turmeric root. All that good stuff. So why would I do that to myself? You're probably like, okay, we read in the title, but like, what does that have to do with healing your whole body? Like, it sounds healthy, but like, hear me out. So, I don't know if you're aware of this. Actually, you probably aren't, if I had to assume, based off of what they teach us in school. And the point of me making this video is, after 3 days of fasting, your immune system completely resets itself. So, considering the current times we're in, I'm sure all of you can see why that would be incredibly relevant. And regardless of the circumstances, you would see why that would be just so helpful and beneficial. That it's kind of crazy that we don't get taught this, like, as people regularly, for our own health. Actually, most people, you tell them you're fasting and they're like, oh, like, I even told my sister I was fasting, and I told her that it was ending on Sunday, and that I was looking forward to Thanksgiving, which is in 4 days, so you know I'm about to go fucking crazy at that table. I told her, like, about that, and she was like, oh, whoa, I'm glad you'll be getting nourishment. And I was like, girl, like, my body is fine. My body is vibrating high. My body feels amazing right now. My mind feels amazing. Earlier this morning, my stomach was hurting a little bit. After 7 days of not having food, but surprisingly, like, I've had very little actual, like, oh, I'm hungry, like hunger pain. I am hungry, like hunger pains. Pangs, goodness gracious, English, I do it goodly. But the juice that I was drinking was sustaining me. I was getting the nutrients I actually needed without having to fill myself, without having to gorge myself. There's a old Egyptian proverb that's inscribed in the pyramids that says that it roughly translates to 25% of what you eat is actually what sustains you. The other 75% of what you eat is what sustains your doctor. Think about that for a second. I don't know if what y'all believe. Obviously, there's going to be a diverse audience of people. So if you're Christian, you believe that your Lord Jesus spent 40 days without food. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe even, I don't think water too, but that's 40 days without food. The man was not drinking juice. He did not have a NutriBullet and a strainer to get that done. So, if you're a health nut, you probably know who Dr. Sebi is. Dr. Sebi had a 90-day fast. If I'm not mistaken, he did juice and consume herbs during that time, though. But very little caloric content. He did not eat his fill. He did not have meals for 90 days. So why did Nate do it? What did this 7 days do for me? What was my why? What did I accomplish? I'm sure all of you want to hear the anecdote. So it's real. You already know it's real. It's Gemini the Alchemist. It's Nathaniel the Gemini on the beat today, going a cappella, telling y'all that fasting is one of the most amazing things that I have ever done for myself. I've done several fasts before in the past, bars, and this has by far been the longest and the most effective fast. So prior to this fast, I had to go to the dentist. I had an abscess on one of my teeth. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially like a boil or a large bump of pus in your gums from having an infected tooth root. What's poppin', Joey? And so why did this happen, right? I had a root canal surgery in summer 2019. So when that happened, they literally, instead of, telling me the holistic ways to heal teeth that I know now, like brushing your teeth with aluminum-free baking powder mixed with ground-up pink Himalayan sea salt. Look that up if you've been having any teeth issues. Please, 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 for the love of your body and for your teeth, look up holistic solutions to any surgery you're considering. I don't believe in regretting things, but I highly wish that my former self and that everyone who comes after me is strongly aware of the fact that your body is designed to heal itself holistically, and you don't need to be ripping out your teeth, and you don't need to be gutting out your teeth roots, putting caps on your teeth. If you're in a critical situation, that might be different. But I've heard of people that had far worse situations than what I have healed. What I literally just went in the process of healing successfully, that did so in less time by simply utilizing the right tools, like the things I just mentioned. Like I said, you can Google it. I recommend the DuckDuckGo browser because Google wants to give you that low vibrational program shit that'll keep you going back to your doctor and paying your doctor and your insurance companies more money than you should be making yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should be making that money. You should not need to put all this money into your health when you have an amazing, beautiful body that's designed to heal itself. So with all that being said, this tooth abscess literally hurt. Like I felt it resonating through my face. It was swollen. It hurt to eat on that side. I take really good care of my teeth. I know you see these pearly whites, so I brush 2 to 4 times a day. I be flossing 2 to 4 times a day and be using mouthwash. And I don't eat a lot of sugar. You best believe I don't eat a lot of unhealthy shit. If I do, it's an indulgence, and I spend a lot of time focusing on how grateful I am for that experience, because that unhealthy shit tastes good for a reason. You gotta indulge every once in a while. So with all that being said, now 7 days later from the start of this fast, the start of this fast, which right before I learned I had this abscess, I felt this pain. I went to the dentist. They told me that, that root canal might need to be resurfaced. Actually, it looks pretty severe. You're probably actually not even gonna be able to do it from us. You're gonna need to go see an endodontist, and they're gonna need to go do all these scans, and then probably send you to a periodontist, and then they're gonna do all these scans, and then they're probably gonna prescribe you something. They were trying to get me on antibiotics. You best believe I'm not consuming no antibiotics. You telling me that you want to kill my good cells and my bad cells, my good bacteria and my bad bacteria? Fuck no. I'd rather just put my body in the state of being to kill the bad stuff and enrich the good stuff. And so that's precisely what I did. So I didn't even go to the endodontist. They told me it was going to be $200 just to get the tooth scan that they already did at the other dentist. I knew I was going to go in. They were just going to tell me to take those antibiotics, and they were going to send me to a periodontist. My uncle's a dentist. I already know the process. I actually, at one point in my life, was considering taking over my uncle's dentistry, and went through a bunch of schooling and education in my own extracurricular time to learn about that industry and learn from him, and actually sat in on some of his lectures. So I already know what the fuck's going down. I am not giving y'all insurance payments. I'm not. So what I said I was going to do, first of all, was do my research. Did some thorough, in-depth research, set my intentions, and set my why. I was healing my tooth, and I was healing my hip, because my hip has been very tight, because a lot of my endeavors have required me to sit down. I'm sitting down as we speak, taking in real good deep breaths and feeling real comfortable and relaxed. So I went in with those intentions. I also went in with the intentions of focusing on myself and rediscovering my purpose, rediscovering my why for even greater intentions than just this fast. So went and spent like $60 on fruit and juice at the store, bought a strainer, and came home from where, from dentist, all that shit, and said, all right, we finna get this healing on. And like I said, 24 hours, no food. Then I started juicing. I had 2 juices a day. Then in the middle, on day 5, I guess, no, technically day 4, I had 3 juices that day, and then 2 juices every day till day 6. Day 6 to 7 was just water, a little bit of water, with potassium chloride and Himalayan sea salt in it. And I had like 1 tea a day too, back when I was having juice, on 3 of the days. So, raspberry tea with green tea, and a tiny little bit of honey and a tiny little bit of that pink Himalayan sea salt. Get my blood sugar levels right, get my energy right. That green tea was crucial. And now here on day 7, I've got a couple of minutes left. The abscess that used to be in my mouth is gone. Like the flesh right in that spot is a tiny bit like raw still, so it's pretty smooth. It's not as like rough, or it doesn't have that same texture as the rest of like the inner side of the gum tissue. But there's no pain. I don't feel it or have any sensations up here in my face or my sinuses. All of that is gone. I can fully bite down and push down on the tooth and not feel pressure or pain. My hip no longer has pain. It's still a little tight. I'm definitely gonna catch me in the yoga studio after all this. But the pain that I was experiencing, the actual physical manifestations of ailment are gone. And all I had to do was drink some juice, drink some water, and have a bit of discipline. It's really not that hard to not eat. Like I said, if you're on a juicing fast, you shouldn't even be feeling hunger. You might feel a little lethargic. There's times where I stood up too quick and was kind of like, whoa, and then kept it pushing. But as you can tell from right now, I'm on day 7 of a fast, and I got more energy in this video than probably the last person you just watched. To be honest, if I had to guess, maybe not. Maybe you watched Spiritual Soul or, Dolo the Pilot Man, or someone that was putting you on real spiritual knowledge, and they vibrating all types of crazy levels of high. But shit, I feel great right now. And I manifested a free meal. So with that being said, I got a couple minutes, so I'm finna go chow down. So I hope y'all feeling well. I hope y'all healthy. I hope that great things come to you, and that this video has been beneficial for you. A few more things I want to say about the benefits of a fast before I go. Is the discipline aspect. A big part of why I even did this to begin with was the discipline aspect. I'm an entrepreneur, so I need to execute at high levels all the time for my own well-being, for the well-being of the people I seek to enrich. And man, that's tough. I just discovered that probably my favorite half of the video that I recorded just didn't capture. For whatever reason, my phone stopped the recording itself. Man, and just cut off half of the duration of it. The enemy trying to get away of the quality message today. But look at that, 10% low battery warning coming in too. So as I was saying, the discipline aspect builds confidence. Confidence is important as someone that desires to execute highly, and as someone who's expected to execute highly. And regardless of the circumstances, all of us need to do what we got to do every single day, and we got to get ahead so that we don't get behind. So the discipline aspect was really important to me. I've always desired discipline. I finished high school a year early and went back to public school to do marching band because I desired the community and I desired the discipline aspect that marching band taught me. So discipline leads to confidence. Confidence leads to execution. Execution and production. lead to long-term prosperity. So I don't know if I had to guess, actually, anyone who's watching this, anyone you know, has made statements in their life that they didn't fulfill. And that takes away from confidence. You know, we all make New Year's resolutions, but when that thing hasn't been fulfilled by the next year, you probably feel some type of way about it. I can guarantee you feel some type of way about it. And then what does that do? It takes away from self-confidence. And then that's something new that you have to fight through. A new level of adversity on top of that goal. And so this was to break through my goals and to break through my own self-discovery in the process of my goals. So like lately, I haven't been feeling as enthusiastic about music. Lately, I haven't been feeling enthusiastic about the culture of music. Lately, I haven't been feeling enthusiastic about the world. And as someone who aspires to resonate high, as someone who aspires to inspire others, I've been feeling kind of down, and that's been making me feel some type of ways about my own self-confidence. And so what did I do to boost that? What did I do to rediscover myself in the process? I said, I'm gonna do this challenging thing. 7 days of not eating is something that takes some mental fortitude. It's not hard, but it takes mental fortitude, and it builds confidence. And in the process, on day 3, I had a performance. I performed 13 songs off of negative 72 hours of food. It was a little tough. I did feel a little like razzle-dazzle by the end in good and bad ways. And in the process, I discovered an aspect of my own creativity that I had been overlooking because of my own desire to enrich myself, to gorge myself, to fill my own coffers. I've been so focused on trying to get out of this rat race that I haven't had the time or energy, or allocated and dedicated the time or energy to my fellow artists, to be inspired by others, to allow more people into my space, into my world, and to create with them, or to join them in theirs, or to be a leader and create the environment for that to happen. Because a lot of the times it doesn't happen, it's not because of the lack of desire, but more negligence to create the space. And that's anything. That's deep. You might want to run that back real quick. I might just have to make that my ringtone, but it was a beautiful experience because I was able to see myself and my own creativity through a different lens. Making a beat hits different when you haven't eaten in 5 days, and that dopamine spike that your body been craving for 5 days just came through from your music. That hits different. CT3 at a whole new level right now. My third producer album, Caution Tape Volume 3, at a whole new level right now. All new levels. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and creatively from this process. Spiritually, I've been getting deeper into my why for my creativity, as well as my own pursuits of knowledge and my own pursuits of philosophy and religion even. I'm not someone who believes in doctrine, especially if you do your research. If I'm not mistaken, there's over like 80-something thousand different depictions of the Bible. I'm not just going to blindly trust a pastor. I'm not just going to blindly trust whoever edited this version of the Bible, or their own interpretations of another language and their deciphering of it into another language. But I am someone who strongly aligns with Christ consciousness, with Christ, with the solar plexus. Fun fact about me, I've been baptized twice in my life, because I've had times where I felt so strongly towards Christ that I felt that I was compelled. I knew that I was compelled, but I could not tell you that I physically, tangibly believed that man's lived on this planet and died. Because if you do your research on the history of Christ, you discover this dude named Osiris, which historically was placed upon the Egyptians by Ptolemy I, to literally with the intention of estranging them from the polytheistic belief system that they carried, because it's what made them powerful over Greece. This is facts. You can literally find that shit on Google. And Google's the one trying to hide the good information from y'all niggas. I'm telling you. You know what the backup library for the backup temple for Osiris was? The Library of Alexandria. What is probably the world's most valuable wealth of knowledge that ever existed, even beyond the internet. That got intentionally burned down by the same people that put this man over Egypt. My ancestors, my predecessors. That raises a lot of questions in me and causes me to estrange myself from a belief system. But that's the story for another day. That's, you know, just a little bit of little sprinkle of some little rabbit hole for y'all to go on if you want. But regardless of the circumstances, I have felt very compelled to read the Gospels and to study the Gospels and to study the Bible, as well as other religious texts and alchemical books even. And I haven't dedicated the time and the energy and the resources to doing so because of my own need to enrich and fulfill and gorge myself, you know, to fill my own stomach, metaphorically. And so this created the space, the time, and the really the desire. I wasn't like, I'm gonna do this during that time. It naturally was something that came to me. My mother's friend compelled me to read, or suggested I read the book of the Gospel of John, and I have failed to do so. I have not done so. I told him I would do so, and I would talk to him about it. He wanted to have like a study group time. I told him I wasn't going to make that commitment, but I do it on my own time. And sure enough, I had a fantastic conversation with someone that I just naturally met in society the other day, and we had a very compelling conversation. He mentioned the Bible, and so out of curiosity, I was like, it's that same day I was thinking about reading it. I asked him what he'd been reading. He opened his Bible app, boom, there it was on John chapter 1. I opened mine when I got home, and it was right there on John chapter 1. It was pretty profound. I ended up reading it in the book form. I always recommend books in the book form. Just hits different. You know, you feel some type of something in your face that I personally don't feel when I read books on my phone. Like, I listen to my body's sensations. I definitely feel more power, literal strength and energy when I read a physical, tangible book, even if it's not, you know, spiritually oriented. And so I started endeavoring deeper into my discovery of the teachings of Christ. The same way I endeavored into the teachings of Lao Tzu during lockdown period. I read the Tao Te Ching, and similar to my discovery of the teachings of Buddha the year before. So I feel like I have realigned myself with my own energy, with my own action, with things that fulfill me. You know, my desire for knowledge, my desire for banging ass music. Shout out CT3, it's gonna go crazy, yo. You don't even understand. It's already 32 minutes long. Already still got several more tracks to get finished, several more collabs I'm waiting on. It's really finna be a whole movie. It's finna be something different. And you know, I know for a fact that it would have gotten done regardless, but it has a whole deeper level of intention and profoundly more creative energy has been put into it than what I was envisioning for it before. And you know, there was a lunar eclipse during this time that definitely amplified the frequencies I've been on in my own healing journey, in my own discovery journey during this time. But it was a full moon in Taurus and a lunar eclipse at that. So it's really been forcing me through these changes in this discovery, and some journal prompts I did have been helping a lot. Really just asking myself about what are my dreams? Why are my dreams? Why are my dreams my dreams? For what purpose will that accomplish when I accomplish these dreams? And, you know, the version of Nathaniel before this fast couldn't have told you those things. The version of Nathaniel before this fast was more worried about how I'm gonna get out this rat race than I was worried about my own discovering of what I truly believe. You know, that wasn't as urgent and important. You know, my creativity was not as urgent and important to me at that time as just getting out the tape and trying to figure out how I was finna, you know, monetize it and get the promo right for the streams. Now, present me is fully aware and fully faithful that all those things are gonna come to me. I might not even need to spend a cent on Facebook ads. This tape is so banging, you probably gonna catch it on the editorial playlist. Please recycle. Please recycle. Shout out my recycle bin. Shout out my city for being a city that recycles. Shout out this beautiful tree before me. I strongly hope I touched on all the points I had hit in the previous rendition of this recording. But you know what? I'm a strong believer that anytime I have to do something a second time, I do it even better, and it was for a reason. So, with that being said, like I said, mentally, more discipline and confidence. Physically, I've healed this ailment. My mouth is healed. Actually, the ailment I'm talking about is in the past. I don't know what I was pointing at. My hip no longer experiences pain. So mental, physical, spiritual. I strongly feel that I am right where I need to be always, and I'm even more reassured in that feeling, and my own discovery of myself has been heightened and energized during this process. Creatively, my third producer album is almost done when it was still a concept. You know, I had a bunch of project files and a couple renders before this fast. Now it's 32 minutes of rendered audio that's already in a stream ready to just throw in the collabs I'm waiting on and just drop that hoe. It's about to be crazy. So mental, spiritual, physical, creative. Am I missing any points? Physical, spiritual, emotional. I feel a lot better about me than I felt before. I feel a lot deeper in my own self-discovery, and I feel that my music, my clothing brand, the words that I have to say, and the way that I live life have all been enriched and rediscovered and improved upon. So, with that being said, you'll see thought my phone died. Another low battery recording. I don't know why it stopped, but this is now your friendly reminder to stop, drop, and roll, because this has been some fire. And go hit that subscribe button while you're doing all them acrobatics. You know, Sacred Order Plus in the description, Caution Tape Volume 2 in the description. If you're watching this after December 12th, Caution Tape Volume 3 might just be in the description, but if not, it's in the same place. And you know right where to find me next time. So make sure to hit that bell icon and check me out on other socials. If you have any prompts that you would like me to talk about, any video ideas, any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them in that comment section below. And as always, please recycle. I hope I shine some light on you today. Drink more water. Peace and prosperity. Delusional Society merch in the description too. Lots of good stuff. Ooh, just like this food I'm finna eat. God damn, I'm hungry. Ooh.